Flosstube, I'm Michelle and this is my romantic tangle, and I have been working on projects. I've been stitching and knitting and just doing a lot. Most of the stitching for this past week has been on Furry Friends. I've been working on the stack of books over here to the left of the kittens, and it's going well. I am so glad I had grid lines on this project because I found something in the spine of this blue book that is not right. And I don't know if I am counting now and thinking it's not right or if it's genuinely not right. But because I have the grid lines, I can get the outline of my cat. I can put things where I know they're supposed to be. And some of the blue stitches on that book are not going to be exactly the way that the designer intended, and that is fine. It's not the catastrophe it otherwise would have been. I have got so much more. I have got 2 more cats. I have got a clock. I have got another stack of books. It's going to be a lot. And for a kit that I bought just because it was on clearance at Hobby Lobby, there's an investment of time here, but I'm having fun with it, and having fun with it is the reason I cross stitch. So I'll work on it until the mood strikes and I decide to put it back in its project bag and work on something else. I also made some needle minders. I found the cutest little rub-on transfers at Dollar Tree and then needed to find something to put them on so I could make them into needle minders. So I did some creative cutting and sanding with some popsicle sticks and made little rustic Halloween signs. There's a video for these. I'll put it in the description below. And I've got new projects. Remember when I had my laundry hamper full of Hobby Lobby clearance yarn and I was so motivated to get knitting away on it, and yeah, it takes a surprising amount of energy to find the right pattern and print out the pattern and just cast on and get started. It is amazing how much time I can procrastinate walking 4 feet and plugging in the printer. Then the night I did plug in the printer, there was no paper. We live in a rural area, so it's like a drive to go get paper, and I got paper. I printed patterns. I started using some of the sock yarn, and it's a mindless sock. It's going quickly. It is pooling more than I would like, but it was cheap yarn. And I started a shawl with some of the yarn that I had had high hopes for. I love this. The texture of the garter stitch, and it's a little bit generous to call that panel lace, but I love the look of it. I love the feel of this stuff. I love the way the yarn sits there beside me on the couch and does not fall apart while I am knitting from it. So many of those pretty skeins and hanks and balls will just explode if you look at them funny. This is like, I'm more impressed by this than that fancy tangle proof yarn I did a video about a while back, because it just sits there and does its job without a fancy marketing campaign. I was running errands. There is a library in Albany, and I've always known there was a library in Albany. I don't live in Albany, so I can't use their library, but I saw a sign that the Friends of the Library bookstore was open, and that is a reason to go further down the road and safely turn around and go back the way you came and check out the used bookstore, because, you know, maybe they might have needlework books. It's a long shot, but maybe they might. Traditional Samplers by Sarah Dawn. Make your own family heirloom 22 projects with complete design charts and instructions. I'm not 100% convinced, but it has a lot of pretty pictures and her black and white pictures of historical samplers, and oh, there's some pretty color ones. So for $3, I decided I could not walk away from that. And then I found Needlework Antique Flowers. Needlepoint is not my craft of choice, but the books have so much phenomenal eye candy that I couldn't leave it behind. And I don't find a lot of these needlework books, or if they were brand new, I wouldn't, they'd be out of my price range. So, and then I walked past this book and all logic went out the window, because this is The Tasteful Interlude, American Interiors Through the Camera's Eye, from 1860 to 1917. I love museums. I love doll houses. I love old stuff. And it is photographs of rooms. Some of the rooms have people in them. A lot of the rooms don't. And I mean, look at this room on the back cover. I want to go hang out in this room. So for inspiration for doll houses, for just drooling over the black and white eye candy, I am in love with this book. It was published in 1975. Somebody took really good care of it. I hear that there are people who like their books neatly on shelves at all times, and they don't get scuffed up. I'm not one of those people. I'm going to try to take care of this one, but I am looking forward to curling up with this one for a good solid lump of time. I'm a tiny bit sleep deprived. My husband agreed to go in early, so he got up and left for work at 1 a.m. for his shift today, and then I had to get up at 6:30 a.m. to go pick up our son from his shift, and there is probably going to be a nap in my afternoon, because when you go to bed at 11 and get up at 1 and then get up again at 6, it's not the worst sleep cycle I've had, but not the best. I went to Joann's because there was a sale on spray paint and a 25% off purchase coupon, and I needed spray paint to spray paint a plastic dollhouse, and there's just a whole thing there. And their Halloween fabric was on sale with the coupon on top of that, and so they didn't have much left, but I had drooled over this one earlier in the season, and so I picked up a chunk of it. I had not seen this orange print, or I don't think I have seen this orange print. If it turns out I have it in my stash already and it's not orange, honestly, I will be super duper happy, because look at the seance. Look at the Ouija board. Look at just all the everything. It is a huge pattern repeat, and I don't know what I am going to make, because every image on here makes me go, oh, you've got to use that. I'm thinking there may be a big purse in my future or something. I have time to let it, well, I haven't stitched with any of the Halloween fabric I've bought over for like the past 4 years. So this is not a shocker that I have time to let this sit. I'm going to carefully choose my project. I've got other Halloween fabrics I can use for spur of the moment stuff. And I don't have to leave my house again today. I don't have to leave my house at all tomorrow. And then my daughter and I have huge plans for Monday. We are going up to do a big thrifting run, which we do a couple of times a year when her schedule meshes with my schedule, and I am excited about that. I want to dig through the Goodwill bins to try to find myself some sweaters, because the weather's getting chilly. And I'm going to put together a video about how we schedule our time and manage these this will be a 12-hour day. It will be an adventure, because it always is. And I'm excited about doing it and seeing if I can come up with a video to share the experience with you. And I've got probably a dozen other things I want to get to today if the temptation of a nap doesn't win out. And if the temptation of a nap wins out, I'll stay up late and do it tonight, because it is nice to have time to play with. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know if you're playing with Halloween projects, or if I'm making you sick with my Halloween projects. I'm going to go, I need to go up in the attic and see if I can find that other box of 80s horror. I sent my son up with directions, and he wasn't able to find it. My daughter, when she lived at home, I could go out to the sewing room, and a little bit to the right of that thing, there's a skein of pink yarn, and under the pink yarn is probably this other thing, and she would find it for me without question. The sons aren't as good as that. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I will be back with you really soon because I've got stuff to do today and stuff I can't wait to share with you. Thanks for watching.